So it should be okay. On the air and tonight's show is okay. So we need to send a link out. Okay.
Hop in.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
Black Power, what's up, Shabaka? Shabaka's Black Experience in hand.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What you know good?
All right, what's the word? I see you got a new background there, huh?
Yeah, you know, I was up there, you know, messing with it, man. You know what I'm saying? And now
I made you one. There you go.
Okay.
I made you one too. If you like it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's real nice, real nice. Okay, so therefore,
and Black Power Justice.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you mute your line, making an echo come through? Thank you.
Okay, all right. So what we're talking about is Trump a dictator? Okay. One is about constitutional powers. The Supreme Court asked to overturn same-sex marriage. You know what I mean? And then what are the current issues affecting the people in America today? Thoughts and comments on Burkina Faso. And then after that, you know, we're going to have open mic. So we're asking the people to share the link, you know, as best they can, is because you've gotten some technical issues going out here in this heat. And I think it's the heat, you know, that's messing with the, what they call the electromagnetic spectrum. You know what I mean? And also too, have this here on Facebook, and then also too,
Welcome, Justice.
got this here live on YouTube. Yeah.
And welcome, Justice, to the stage also.
Yeah, Justice. How you? Okay.
Oh, hey, what up, Brother Bobby? What's happening? Brother Justice. Yeah. So how's everything going, my brother?
Everything all right. Trying.
You cut off.
Everything all right. Trying to be healthy out here.
Right on. Excellent.
Yeah, without a doubt, you know, without a doubt. And then on top of it too, now, oh boy, you know, they're in DC, you know, he just shut down or gave the green light, you know, to the Washington DC Police Department, said that they could do quote unquote whatever what the hell they want, you know what I'm saying? And to me, I think that there is very, very dangerous. You see what I'm saying? So
he federalized it.
Yeah. Okay. So which means that there is martial law.
Matter of fact, here I got a little short clip of what they're doing down there. Here you go.
The National Guard will be out on the streets of D.C. this morning. They're joining residents and police in an attempt to cut down on crime. Ron Talley is live at police headquarters with the latest. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Daria. If anyone thought that this latest crackdown on crime by Chief Larry Soulsby was short-lived, they can think again. It continues in mass. 15 more arrests yesterday in one raid alone. 2 weeks ago, Chief Soulsby promised to move his desk officers onto the streets, and now he's struck a deal to get neighborhood street patrols help from the National Guard. If nothing else, the sight of military-type vehicles set up for night patrols in D.C.'s residential neighborhoods gives the appearance the district is serious about its latest assault on crime. Members of the D.C. Air and National Guard are now helping police and neighbors patrol some of the district's more drug and crime-infested streets. The goal here is to interrupt drug sales that have plagued this neighborhood. Drug sales that have in the past led to violence and murder.
We're assisting the Metropolitan Police Department in neighborhood watch, crime prevention in the D.C. metropolitan area.
The other plan of attack to take back the streets includes full-scale raids on the drug dealers, like this one on an open-air drug market in Columbia Heights that netted some 15 arrests. With 80 to 90 officers taking part on this raid alone, it's the latest, most visible sign of Chief Larry Soulsby's all-out assault on crime in the district. Aimed not only at drugs, but also the gangs who deal them, and the rowdy night spots where they meet.
We are in this area to stay. We're in this area to help the community take back the community so they can walk these streets and enjoy the same freedoms everyone else does.
Well, that one drug raid netted some 85 grams of crack cocaine, street value $10,000. Daria?
What have residents been telling you out there? Are they happy about this? Looks like a war zone.
Well, you know, that's what the chief had promised early on, that he was going to have officers in the streets so you could see them, not only so that citizens would feel safer, but so that those who are using drugs and dealing drugs would see the police and move on and stop.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ron Teller, reporting live.
See what I'm saying? And Trump said he's gonna have FBI, Homeland Security, ICE, every agency he can think of out there, and taking the gloves off of them. You know, tell them they could be as rough as they want to be. Actually, he's violating the Klansman Act of 1820.
Exactly. And then too, you see, so he's using his executive powers. Now, see, that supposedly when they drew up, you know, these kangaroo courts and this hokey government, right? They were saying is there was supposed to be checks and balances, right? But what it is, though, is that when they tried to implement the checks and balances, man, you got all these monkey wrenches in there serving their special interests. Also, too, a sad announcement, ladies and gentlemen, that just came across my desk. If anybody was familiar in the 1970s of a TV series called What's Happening, they had a young star on there by the name of Danielle Spencer, and she transitioned and she was 65 years old. And that there's with the show with Roger and Rerun and what have you. And then that brother Fred Berry, who used to be a dancer on Motown, the heavyset dude, you know, he had checked out as well, too. So just what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Just what's going on, you say. And
yeah.
Yeah. And her character was D, you say, on the TV series, because I remember watching it, you know, as a kid. And then also, too, we don't know what's going on, you know, with these telecommunications and whatnot. So as the referee says, protect yourself at all times. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. So we are sharing the link a little bit, you know, to get some new blood off in here. Brother Perry said he'll be with us, you know, in a minute. You know what I mean? It's because he was out there making some runs. So just see, you know, it's on everybody's mind, and where the world is heading for, nobody knows. You see, you know, and you remember that record there, Dynamite, you know what I'm saying, from the Temptations, you know what I'm saying? Oh, also, too, we have another member in our chat room, and that there's one and only Sister Trish. And Sister Trish, you just simply unmute your mic, ma'am, and join in the conversation, give us your input, and give us your feedback on what's going on in these current times. Oh, okay. Yeah, Sister Trish says that she had breast cancer and that Danielle Spencer was 60. Wow. Wow. You know, that cancer is rough, you know, and that's another thing, too. I'd like to get some of the sisters, you know, to come up here and host a show on feminine health issues or women health issues, you see, is because they're using genocide to kill our women, and they're using the police to kill us. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's very, very interesting of how they're doing it. You know, hey, Black Joe, how you doing, brother? How you be? Okay, Joe, unmute your mic. Okay, saying that your mic is not connected, and so just getting feedback from the people to see where we're going. So is this guy Trump a dictator? You know what I'm saying? And then also too, is he going to be messing with the constitutional powers? And then on top of that, another issue we want to get some feedback on, you know, what are the current issues that are affecting Black people in America? What are our main concerns? Okay, anybody there?
Yep, we're here.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what are your main concerns in these contemporary times?
Federalizing the Black city of DC. The homeless, and tell them they can't even have tents. Take the tents down. And then
violation.
Drug infested neighborhoods would just be an excuse to go into the Black neighborhoods,
right?
And so forth, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course too, as you know, this how should we say, this RWS, and then he's how should we say, you know, his sycophants that go with him. You know what I'm saying? and just get some feedback on that, and also too, what can we do for ourselves as a people? Is because we just can't keep going on with this. You know what I'm saying? And then also the same-sex marriage thing that Trump is talking about, where he's asking the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn it, you know. And me personally, I don't have a problem with it, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with it. And then on top of that there too, and then most definitely, we want to get the thoughts and comments of our people on Burkina Faso, you know, what President Ibrahim Traore is doing over there. Just say comments, please.
I'll let somebody else chime in this time, y'all.
Yeah, all they got to do is unmute their mics. I'm going to mute my mic.
The mute. Well, we got brother Justice, sister Trish, brother Black Joe in the house. So what are y'all thinking about that?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I really, to tell you the truth, at this point, I don't really know what to say about it anymore. It's like I'm just watching it. You know, sometimes I watch it, I don't give it that much attention. It's done now. I didn't take part in that part. Proud to say, but I just think that the focus for us needs to be more on what we need to do. You know, and if we're going to come together and exercise, you know, in the next process of voting to use it as the block for the community like we should be doing, because I really just don't think too many of us are educated too much about how the process goes, and that's not no fault of nobody's own. Really, that's just because that's as much as they taught you in school. You know, I'm just learning about the full process about it myself. I mean, it's more than just going up there to a school and voting. You know, so it's like we need to use it for ourselves as a group, like everybody else. We don't have to be like everybody, but we just need to practice the things that other groups do to be successful. I mean, I don't know, you know, what else to say about it. You got people walking around talking about black people are not a monolith and all this bull crap. We need to be a monolith to a great degree. Yes, we are individuals,
Yes.
but we need to be a monolith in order to come together. How you not going to agree on things that are happening to you as a people? What I mean is, we have some black people walking around here that feel like, well, it's not happening to me. But yes, it is happening to you. I mean, I remember reading that Emmett Till's mother said that I think she was living in Chicago in a nice apartment with a nice little job, and she thought that things that happened to black people in the South, that's just what happened to them. But then when it happened, it hit home. Then she realized that the things that happen to black people, no matter where you are, it happens to all of us. But what I'm saying is that I meet black people every day that got this idea that it's not happening to me. I haven't experienced racism and all this stuff like that. So what do you think that we need to do with them? Yeah, that's part of our problem. We got a problem in house. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take care of this stuff in house. We already know what's going on outhouse, but we gotta take care of in house. So this is what's deterring us. Now we got all these subgroups coming up. LBA, ADO, pretending, whatever else. I don't know whatever else is out there. Aliens and them. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't helping us and it ain't doing us.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
It's just a block. They throw the little piece of
yes, ma'am.
iron ball out there and everybody start playing with it and act like they can't recognize the same playbook. I mean, you read about the playbook in books if you're a reader of your own history. You know what I'm saying? You heard Malcolm X talk about it. You heard the Minister Harry talk about it. You still can't recognize it yet? Get out of here.
Exactly. And two sister, like they said, they won't even quote. If you want a nigga to know, put it in the book. You see what I'm saying? On a basis, we don't read stuff here, look at that in that garbage, look at this, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you got to do something. You got to do something. You know what I mean? Of course, they do everything, you know, to die in the United States, but also
I couldn't hardly hear you, but
the problem, you know, we're allowing ourselves to keep going for the okie doke every time,
exactly every time.
every time these daggone elections come up, oh, you know, vote Democrat no matter who and all this stuff. Look what they did to Obama. Look at the agenda that he pushed. You see what I'm saying? And here the police department is going out here killing us left and right. Oh, no, well, you know, we can't do nothing with that. Well, the police, they investigated themselves and they found out they didn't do nothing wrong. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like enough and not enough that come out in numbers to even try to even do anything about it. It's like I said, if you see a brother or a sister that is doing something that you agree with, like community ready corps out in California, they clean up where the
Right,
drug people live, you know, and the homeless people, they clean up the area and talk to them, you know, about how to empower and uplift and show them where to go
right.
and all this stuff. They don't
Yeah,
just talk. So you got them, then you got Unity out in Chicago, Illinois, that's doing big things, walking through the neighborhoods and making big progress, not just talking.
yep. New Era
Then you got you as you
Chicago.
already know, you got New Era Detroit, and he all over the place. So he started. If you know, you don't have to. If you don't want to name yours the same way as he do, or you don't want to join his, you can start your own, which is what a lot of them are doing. But the main thing is to stay on the same page and quit trying to compete. You know, to me myself, I'm just tired of it. Watching it, like, don't compete. We ain't got time to be trying to compete with each other. We got to get on the same page, in the
Oh,
same house,
absolutely.
in the same house,
Absolutely, man.
in
Yes,
the same house,
ma'am. Absolutely.
in the same house. So
Absolutely.
it's not working. You know what I'm saying? All this Facebook crap. We already own something that don't even belong to us. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no
Exactly.
sense. It's
Exactly.
it's like I'm not giving. I'm never gonna give up. But it's just you know all the infighting and it's no progress as far as that being made. You know, it's just
Exactly.
it's
'Cause-
some of it is just moot. I don't like when people say, "Oh, I get your point." I don't try to make points. Look, whatever you get from me, you get from me. If you don't want it, don't take it. I'm not trying to make
ex-
points with nothing. I just put it out there. If you know,
That's
whenever I'm
right.
talking to somebody or whatever, I just put it out there. Then you get
That's
this
right.
thing. I'm just telling you how some of us is. You post on Facebook, somebody takes it personal. Look, if the shoe don't fit, look, don't wear them up. You know what I'm saying? If it don't
That's
fit,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Just don't wear it. But if you evidently it's hit dog holler and you learning something from the post, don't take it
Yeah.
personal. You're taking it personal because it's you. You
Yeah.
know, clean
And
up,
then,
clean
yeah.
up the mess. If you in the mess, clean up the mess. This is what we got to do. Clean up the mess. Quit talking about what
Absolutely.
they doing. We already know what they doing. What we got to do.
Yeah.
Pick the
You
mantle back
know,
up. You got the blue book. I'm just, man, it's just ridiculous. And I want to see,
yeah.
what I want to see is the brothers quit chasing every skirt. You know what I'm saying? Get you a future. Find you somebody worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're visual. You already know what you're looking at. And 9 times out of 10, that ain't good for you. Don't let it mess you up
Right.
from the next woman. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the black women.
Right.
But first, you got to deal with one issue at a time. If you try to, like people right now, they on these podcasts, they try to deal with too many issues at the same time. All of these things are affecting the community. It goes hand in hand. And that's all I got to
Yes,
say
ma'am.
about that part. But
Yes,
we
ma'am.
got to clean that up for the future of the children That's why I put that
Exactly.
in. I'm not going to keep talking about it, but I'm just saying it just don't make no sense. I was talking to my son today, right?
Yeah.
And he was like saying something about the women. So I said, "For fun," I said, "This is the thing. I watched this movie called The Mac back in the day, and the thing that hung out to me forever about what the Mac said to the young pimp was, he said, see, the thing is, any man can control a woman's body, but the key is to control her mind. Don't try to control somebody's freaking mind. Control your damn neighborhood."
Exactly.
This is what I want to see. Exactly. Control your neighborhood. First, control your household.
Exactly.
Don't try to control a stable of women. Control your family, in your household. Then that goes out into the neighborhood, and then it goes out into society. I'm talking about our kingdom right now. That's whacked up, parts of it, whacked up.
Oh, absolutely.
This thinking, this BS thinking.
Yeah, thank Hollywood for.
When I heard that statement that he said right there in the Mac, it took me a whole lot of different ways, not just one way. You know, controlling somebody's mind.
Exactly.
We need to control. We got to get this mind of the people under control.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. And to prove your point even more so, sister, as they say, quote unquote, pimping ain't easy, but we should not be out here pimping our women and what have you. You see what I'm saying? And we need to get rid of this. And we need to get rid of this Eurocentric doctrine that's in our mindset. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you know, after.
And you know, Shabaka, a lot of times that's why I don't even be coming on this stuff. You know, but I come on here because you my friend. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But it's just like there's so many things you can talk about, and everybody is in competition with each other on this stuff. I don't like that stuff. If we're gonna talk, and we're gonna talk for solutions. Ain't nobody trying to be. I'm not trying to be in competition with nobody. None of my people. You know what I'm saying? They are attentive to the wrong. That's it. Attentive to the wrong. You know what I'm saying? All this entertainment, and these people ain't even living like the way they rap or the way they sing or whatever. And if you ask me, ain't none of them got no damn talent. You know, I don't know what they say.
Exactly.
I don't know what they saying. You know what I'm saying? That's not music. That's not talent.
Exactly.
And then somebody want to come up to you and they want to argue with you about it. That is not talent. That is not music. That is somebody that's propped up so that they can help you up. They don't live like that.
Yes, ma'am.
They have poisoned our community,
yes, ma'am.
Girls and everything else. And if that don't anger you, something is wrong with you. And then you talk about, that's played out. Then it's played out when they talk about, it starts in the home. Yeah, it starts in the home, but when you permeate it with it from north, south, east, freaking west, you know what I'm saying? You can't protect your kids from everything. You're at war with the mess. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. They bear some responsibility because when you're propped up, you I'm not no role model. Yes, you are. The moment that you become in a focal point and you're in the public like that, you have become a role model. Now take that respect. Take all of it that comes with it. Understand me? Take that. Take that. You got to take that now.
Prove your point. And then he goes and states on social media, states on that do with me, like Malcolm X, it's mine in Africa. You see what I'm saying?
I could barely
Which he
hear
was
you.
so right about.
What's going on,
you know.
I can hardly hear you.
Put you on your audio, Shabaka.
Okay.
Do something about that.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Go.
All right, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna change headsets, y'all. Okay. Okay.
And welcome.
Carry on and give me a minute.
Okay.
Hey, I have a little story I want to tell. When it's about drug neighborhood. Okay, so there were these apartments over here in Pleasant Grove in Dallas, Texas. So it was real drug infested. When you pull in, they don't care if you're a granny Nothing. They run up to your car. Hey, you need this, you need that. And then one day, this brother, I can't remember his name. I think it was Mufasa or something like that. He was a good brother. He wasn't no Panther or nothing. He wasn't no Black Panther. He wasn't even a community activist. They killed him.
Damn.
They
Mhm.
killed him and they killed this other brother. So me, brother Ali, and a few more of the Black Panthers, we all said, "Hey, we finna put a stop to this." So we all gathered up and we started walking around them apartments. It was real drug infested. So the first thing we did was, hey, we talked to the brothers. Hey, man, there's kids out here. Why don't you take them drugs in, sell them out your house and stuff instead of being out here in front of the kids? And one of the brothers
Right.
said, man, he told me, he said, you know what, you show right. He said, because that's how I got into drugs, seeing everybody else doing it, so I wanted to do it.
Exactly.
So after we started getting most of them going in to their house, making their house a little trap house, we closed them gates on them damn apartments and stood there, and anybody that looked like a dope head or anything, turned them around. You don't live over here. Get away from here. And we stopped their traffic. So what happened? They had to move around.
Right.
They ended up putting us on news and stuff saying, "Oh, the Black Panthers, they done brought the crime down to 85% over here, this and that and stuff." And the police got mad. So they started messing
Right.
with us. I done had police knocking on my door at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, no calls, no nothing. They was wondering who is that brother with that rifle? Talking about me. So a
Yeah.
couple of brothers went out there and talked to him and
Right.
stuff. Oh, they was mad because we wasn't having it and stuff. And then all of a sudden they stopped coming to the neighborhood because it wasn't no drugs over there. We ran them off, and it was a livable place again. And we did that on our own accordance. And then the apartments came to us, hey, how about y'all just stay over here and we give y'all rent free and stuff, right? So we're like,
Yeah.
okay, we're cool with that. And then, hey, we got some more apartments that's bad like this. How about we give y'all apartments over there? No, you got to come with some money to us. Then they started paying us and
Okay.
giving us rent free, and that's one of our deals. What is it? On our 12-point platform, number 7 is to have free living. Get
Yep.
free living. So
Yes, sir.
some people have to, learn to stand up, and they ain't gotta be um, try to stop these brothers from doing what they do. But you take over your own hood one by one.
Yeah.
You
One
take over
neighborhood
your
at a
own
time.
hood. Yeah, you take it over.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And
I just
and and keep talking, Justice, because I'm getting ready to go pull up the program, man. From the Black Panther book. Okay. Keep talking,
mm,
brother. Please.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Definitely appreciate your input.
that's kind of one of the things I just wanted to say. I'm up here at the plantation picking cotton,
Oh,
so
okay.
you
Okay,
know,
okay, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to emphasize on that there some more right there. So definitely appreciate you, man, coming on, man, and definitely Google our past episodes, man, because we used to be on Blog Talk, and Blog Talk went out of business. And Sister Trish will tell you, and Black Lion will tell you, man, yeah, we used to get into it uh, because when we was talking about self-sufficiency for the black community, economically, commercially, educationally, and what have you, and then you'll get these rainbow individuals. Well, we all the same, and if it wasn't for slavery, we wouldn't be here because they even had a politician who had stated that she was so thankful for slavery is because she would be over in Africa worshiping a tree. And what this woman don't realize, a tree is to be worshipped because it gives the world oxygen. You see what I'm saying? The tree breathes in what we exhale, and they kick out the oxygen. And then with this corporate greed, these dumpsters doctors and what have you, all money, 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 pollution, 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 pollution. So the earth says, okay, so you want to pollute my streams, you want to pollute my ocean. Okay, tell you what, so well, suppose if I kick you back some hurricanes, suppose if I kick you back some earthquakes, suppose if I kick you back some cancer, suppose if I kick you back, some more untreatable diseases and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So I most definitely recognize and appreciate that. And Joe here states that in the book of Revelation, the beast is described as having 7 heads, one of which appeared to have a fatal wound that was healed. Uh-huh. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of it too, is that I noticed that these pastors have been going up there to Trump saying they want to have quote unquote Christian nationalism. Now, what's up with that? And I yield.
Brother, when you started saying something about cancer or health or something, check this out. Just recently, what was this? 2 weeks ago, I found out that hey, I got diabetes, right? And then I know my knee been hurt me, so you
Yes, sir.
know, I go to the doctor to get checked out about my knee, and this doctor
About the
tried
scramble, and y'all, it'll clear it up, up in a minute.
and this doctor prescribed me some medicine. So today, this other doctor called me and he said, asked me what medicines I was on. I said, well, the doctor prescribed me some medicine, but I'm not taking it. And they said, why? I said, I'm just not. And so she asked me what kind of medicine it is. And she when I told her, she said, yeah, well, she said, it's good that you're not taking that because with you having diabetes, that can turn your spike your sugar level so high that it'll probably mess with my sugar and stuff. So I goes in tomorrow to this other doctor and stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna see what's going on, but I'm not gonna be a fool. I'm far from a fool. I research every pill or whatever any person want me to take,
Absolutely.
and I see what I can do natural to reverse it. Like on the diabetes, they gave me some pills. I'm not taking that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only, huh?
Sir, I just want to share with you again that my dad had that diagnosis, and he started using cinnamon. He went back to the doctor the next week, and the doctor said he didn't see any signs of any of, and he 80 some years old. He started taking little bits of cinnamon.
hmm
Okay.
right now for the last couple of weeks, my diet has been consist of vegetables and fruits and
That's the best thing.
barely a little chicken, just barely. That's only because it sometimes I get a salad that has grilled chicken in it. But
Uh-huh.
I've been eating nothing but vegetables and everything because if you look at it, you see a gorilla, one of the baddest things in the jungle.
Yeah.
Strong, can jump and swing from a tree like it ain't nothing. And what do he eat? Nothing but veggies.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I never considered that, brother, but you're right. I
Yeah.
never considered that, man, but you're right. And then the
hmm
cold part about it is that they were, I think down there in South America when they was killing the Amazon jungle, and they made a picture called Medicine Man in the
The National Guard will be out on the streets of D.C. this morning. They're joining residents and police in an attempt to cut down on crime.
and so what had happened was is
Sorry about
that
by accident.
okay, all right, and so the gentleman, who was a doctor who was going for the natural fruits and natural elements of what brother was just speaking about, uh, they had came up to people who lived in the forest. They had stated
The savage is not the one who lives in the forest. The savage is the one who destroys the forest. It says because see one thing you gotta understand about these Europeans, okay, all they are is about is greed. Everywhere that they went, they have wreaked something havoc. You see what I mean? So when these people come up here talking about, well, we're all the same and all that, no, we are not the same. You say it's because I'm sitting right out here in 108 degrees out here in this Nevada desert. I ain't never had sunburn before in my life. And then as sister is saying, Dr. Sebi's kids have a page that helps people as well too. Now you remember what they did with Dr. Sebi? Remember Dr. Sebi?
Hmm.
Yeah, say, because Dr. Sebi was saying is don't be going off on this artificial stuff. Don't be going off on this pre-processed package garbage. You see what I'm saying? Try to get it as natural as possible. And they took out Dr. Sebi. You see what I'm saying? And then too, Sister Trish, there's a doctor in your neck of the woods, okay, Dr. Parks, is pretty much emphasizing the same thing, who does some great lectures and what have you. We've had her on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced before Blog Talk took us down. You see what I mean? So we're gonna reach out there to the good doctor to ask her if she can come up here and what have you and shed some light. And then also too, when you look back on the continent, when we were building pyramids, man, developing mathematics, navigation, stuff like that, the European man, he was living in caves. Why do you think they had the Pied Piper Hamlin? What was the main thing that spread it? The bubonic plague. It was rats. You see? So you heard that term, you got to pay the piper. So had all the rats go off. I mean, I'm well is like thing. So that's what I'm saying. Make the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? And then too, Sister Trish put up here, Dr. Sebi's kids have a page that helps people as well. So Google Sebi. And then you even heard Big Pharma say, and I'm not going to say their name, that they say that our concern is not so much curing people, is our main concern is to our stockholders. You see what I'm saying? So once again, they go with corporate greed. You see what I'm saying? Once again, like old boy putting on all these tariffs, or like on aluminum and steel and things of that nature right there. The best way to counter them tariffs, don't buy it. Just don't buy it. That stuff will stay up there on them shelves. You see what I'm saying? And this is the more reason we need to have more black businesses dealing with our essential needs. You see what I'm saying? Dealing with our essential needs. Just like if you ever saw the mini TV series called Shaka Zulu in the late uh, 80s, early 90s, I believe. There's a scene where Shaka is sitting there with the white fella from England, and the white fella is saying, that's why we're here. And Shaka says, so are you saying is you're going to have English, Zulu, English, Zulu on our land, or is it just going to be English, 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 and no Zulu? They say that was the question. And then, of course, people is talking about the dude who owns the Twitter now. And I've heard somebody have the audacity to say that he is an African. Boy, that there's a major insult to our intelligence.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah, he ain't no African. And what he
He's a
is welcome to
boar.
do,
The
yeah,
boar.
thank you, Dutch. Exactly, Dutch is because see, the Dutch and the British had a war for about 2 years, fighting over the gold and the diamonds there. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I'm hoping that brother Ibrahim Traore over there in Burkina Faso was doing the right thing, is because he's telling France to get out of here. We don't need you. You know what I mean? And then hopefully the other African nations, would take consideration on that and unify that to get rid of those Europeans. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
my brother,
Yes, ma'am.
the thing about it, I mean, I know I'm glad that they doing that and everything, but it's just like it's like with the brainwash that some of them got over there, just like they got over here. It is like that is such a barrier now. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're fighting not just them, but we're fighting the inside. It's like it's I can imagine what Ibrahim already, got on his plate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you understand the brevity of what that brother goes through every day? I'm like, you think that you be out there and we are out here doing what we do in our community. Just think about him trying to get his whole his country together. Golly, that's tremendous.
And then, as the brother said over there, he's quit giving a gold to the French. You know what I mean? And then, too, now what's going to happen is that the Western world, mainly the U.S., is that they're going to go over there and they're going to send their house Negroes, their Yassa bosses, ass
Yeah,
scratchers, and what have you, talking about to try to undermine this brother. Now, I heard a lot
hmm
of stuff on the internet saying that Africans don't like us and
yeah.
that we don't like them. See,
That's
all
what
that
other propaganda.
yeah. See, all that there is division, and then on top of it, then you got this FBA stuff, and even
Uh,
one person had came up there on Facebook talking about, oh, I ain't no damn African, I'm an American. Okay. Well, if you're such an American, okay, why are the police killing us? You see what I'm saying? If you're
exactly.
such an American, why the Black Panthers come into existence? And although the Black Panthers did use the U.S. Constitution, for their
Right.
for their foundation of the organization. You see what I mean? And then on top of it as well too, we got to rebuild the Black family unit, which is the daddy, the mama, and the babies, and the babies are the future. You see what I mean? And this is why they get to our youth with these self-destructive, how should I say, methods and philosophies. You know what I mean? And whatnot. And then they keep the division, amongst us flourish. You see, and this is why I appreciate it up there in Oakland. Let me see. This year was about 2009, 2006, where the Nation of Islam members was going up there to these airborne liquor stores, right? And they went there and told them, said, "Are you Muslim?" They said, "Yeah." So they said, "Why are you selling alcohol in the community and in the black community with that?" You see. So what they did, they proceeded to trash the liquor stores. You know what I'm saying? Which was a beautiful thing. And then there was a dude who I had a friend on Facebook up to about 2 years ago talking about, black people who need to go off into business. I said, hey, man, I don't have a problem with it, man. You know what I'm saying? But I own 4 liquor stores. I said, wait a minute, fool. You own 4 liquor stores, and you know what that stuff does to our people, man. And you sitting up there, you're a great businessman. I said, man, get up out of here, man. You might as well go over there, man, and be with the white fella, man. Because you're an enemy. That's it, because you're putting poison in there. Now, if you was doing a health food store, a grocery store, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'd be down with you. You see what I mean? And then also too, like, let's look at what happened in Chicago there, and I'm sure Sister Wahid, you familiar with this one right here. So I'm gonna unmute your mic and get your comment, or unmute your mic and tell me what you think it is. Okay, you remember in Chicago over there on the South Side, okay, is that the Koreans had these hair salon shops selling these sisters these weaves, right? And they had jumped on a sister in there. So the brother went over there and said, "Hey, call the police because I'm getting ready to bust out your windows." And no sooner than he said it, he did it. All right. So the police came there and then they took him to jail. So what did the Koreans do for the sisters? Oh, we got a half price sale on the weaves, and you got these sisters lining all up around the corner. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. Okay, V40, we see you there. Unmute your mic and come on in. I'm going on mute.
Big fours, brothers, big fours, sisters. What's the dilly? Black power, salute, race first.
Oh, brother,
Ah,
it's
yeah.
always race first.
For
Yeah, it's always race first, man. You know what
You
I'm saying?
already know. You
Yeah,
already know.
yeah.
And free the land too, brother. You
You
already
Oh,
know.
yes, sir. And then we got to control the
know,
four factors of production in our community, which is land, labor, capital, and risk management, which is interfacing. And I've always had stressed that our students in school, need to be studying more of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You see what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I love the human drama of athletic competition as well, too, when it comes to pro sports. We need to be controlling that industry right there is because we generate people generate so much of the revenue for the NFL and the National Basketball Association, so we should be controlling it. You see what I'm saying? And then too, we remember a while back, when the owner of the Washington Redskins had got up there and said, "Well, excuse a term, well, if these niggas don't like how what we're doing is, they need to form their own leagues." Hey, man, and
Uh-huh.
nothing could be closer to the truth is because I believe with the talent level that we have in sports, you see what I'm saying? We would draw the whole crowd of pro sports, you see, over there to the black athletes. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
All of them.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? And own them and put our own people to work with that. Then you start buying networks. You see what I'm saying? Then you start getting up
Uh-huh.
here with this technology that Sister Wahid has always emphasized. We got to get with these brothers who got their own social media platforms. You see what I'm saying? And what have
Uh-huh.
you. Yeah, and then also too, Sister Trish. Okay, what's going on with Renaissance Man? You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen him in a minute.
he on there. He ain't going nowhere. I'll get his
Oh,
link for you so you can go on and ask him can he be on there? Cause like I said, that brother got books. I've been ordering
yeah,
his
he
books, and I you know what? I don't know how you can do it, but if I give you the information, okay, to for the people to order his book, they're on Amazon, and you just look up Renaissance Man and
okay,
2050, and
okay,
he got the blueprint out of how we can do this. You know.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, there as well too. Now, how about rebuilding the black family unit of having the mama, the daddy in there, with the little ones? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's definitely something that has to be addressed, but that's more of a cultural adjustment that has to
Hmm.
be a shift, in which a lot of times is based on conditions. Our
Yeah,
let's say ancestors and elders stuck together for more than just love and good love making. You feel
right.
me? It was sometimes as what's his name, who recently passed away, Dr. Kunjufu,
Oh yeah,
uh Dr. Kawanza Kunjufu, he emphasized how the economics played a role in relationships, in which they still do
okay.
today. You
Oh,
feel me?
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
our ability as the male, and the perceived leader of our group, even though we both lead in our own respective arenas, the places that we are
Absolutely.
designed and have a capacity specifically for, those are the areas that we generally kind of lead or take the front foot on. But
Yeah.
in reality, it really comes down to us when we as the males are able to position ourselves in a, let's say, more dominant position than we currently are, then it'll set the tone for certain conditions like that to be transitioned into something a little more fruitful for our benefit.
Oh, absolutely. And then also too, I see here Sister Trish has got out here in the chat. Look out and be on alert for Bill Gates' vegetables and fruit appeal. Do not eat or buy anything affiliated with that label. Yes, ma'am, you're absolutely correct, because he's trying to buy up all the farmland in America. You see what I mean? So naturally, of course, he's going to try to turn it all into GMOs, and then quite naturally, of course, this is going to be more of a form of extermination for us. You know what I'm saying? And then the cold part about it is when they had that brother man by the name of Reginald Lewis, who had bought the Beatrice corporations in about, I think, about the turn of the millennium. He came up missing. All of a sudden, died under mysterious circumstances. And then, just like that brother they had coming out here to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, the Nigerian billionaire, and they give him a plane ticket from New York to Los Angeles. Then they give him like a helicopter ride from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, but the helicopter crashed out there by Hoover Dam, which is like about 90 miles from here. Why didn't they just give him a ticket, man, from New York to LA? I mean, from New York to Las Vegas. You see what I'm saying? They definitely got something up their sleeve, without a doubt. Comments, please.
Well, I don't know. I wanted to continue to listen to what the brother was saying about, the black family and the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because I think people need to hear that, because I think now, like, with the value of the elderly gone down and nobody don't want to listen to them, seem like, I think that we can benefit from a lot of their stories too, how they did it, and things of
Oh,
that
yes,
matter.
ma'am.
They are
Oh, yes.
golden nuggets to the community, and look what we have allowed to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a library up in those people.
Exactly. And that there is what Sister Miriam Makeba was saying in the early 1960s, where I got into some arguments with some people online. And Sister Miriam Makeba has said, in the beginning, we would pass down our traditions orally, from generation after generation after generation, you see. But then when the white man came, he says, you do not exist until we have discovered you, which is ridiculous. And this is pretty much with the same thing that you got going on here these days, you see. And then, do you know, is that you had a lot of people in the South that would stay the slaves all the way up to as early as the early 1960s, because, they didn't want them to read, you see what I mean, to realize their position, all the way up to the early 1960s. And we showed a film on that, and then of course they tore it down. You see what I'm saying? And they struck our channel on that. Say, but that is what is essential. You see what I'm saying? And then of course, like you got this orange guy there in Washington, 42. Wait a minute, what is it? 32, 34 count convicted felon. And and you saw what America did. They made him as their head of state. So they are expressing of how they honestly feel. You see what I mean? And so then when we speak and things of that nature right there, they putting even more division here in the black community. You see what I'm saying? Which is crazy. You see? And then, and the sad part about it is, we got a lot of our people, who go for this stuff here willingly, man, and that they ain't making no kind of sense. None whatsoever. It ain't making no kind of sense. You see? So what's your thoughts on that there, Sister Trish?
I mean, we understand, we gotta get active in every area, every part of our neighborhood. every crevice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go into the schools. You gotta get to the young people. It's like a lot of the stuff that we've talked about on social media. We gotta get
Yeah.
off of here talking about it. If you hear what I'm saying, I
Oh,
feel it.
absolutely.
We gotta, and people think you crazy when you be talking like that, but I be hearing it. I'm feeling it more and more. We gotta get off of here. We gotta get off of here and find a way like the ancestors did to get together. They didn't, you know, have social media and people be talking about, oh, we ain't our ancestors. Well, they did a whole bunch of stuff. You need to get your nose in a book. That's what you need to do.
Exactly.
Because I'm my
Exactly.
ancestors running all through my veins. They got me
Oh,
this far.
absolutely.
They got me this far. And now we got to go further. Come on now. We we you dropped the ball when you stopped teaching. A lot of our people stopped teaching, and didn't teach
Yeah.
and some of them were afraid to teach it. Why are you afraid to teach something that happened to you? My thing is
Exactly.
I'm not buying into this these I forget the word that I be saying, but it's the your narrative. I'm not buying
Yeah.
into this. I don't buy into none of their narratives that they throw out there and people start saying it. I give you one that's simple, like Erica Lachey said. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad she put it out there. Now everybody's starting to talk about it.
Yeah.
You talking about inviting everybody to the cookout, she said.
Yeah.
Even when they start doing anything remotely that resembles what you do. Your
Yeah.
hairstyle, your dance, get the hell out of here with that. We not invited nowhere. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Look, start right there. Keep your own, get on code. Stop with this stupid, this is BS.
Yeah, oh, totally. Now, here's one for you, sister, to prove your point even further. In the late 1970s, they made a movie called 10, about 79 or 80, right? And they had this white woman there playing, but she and I was in a college time. These sisters up here, up these white girls stairs, right? The other sister, you know, that.
I
I
can't hear
mean,
y'all.
keep
I
in
can't
mind
hear
with them
neither.
braids.
I said
Okay,
I
what
could.
about now, sister?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, and so what it is, they was up there giving away, the call, you know what I'm saying, and do, those braids, on the sessions, those was you, sister, and hey, it's time to go. And Sister Harry was saying, once you get on this train, turn it back, And I could imagine that they had all kind of heroes out there when we left the planet for about so, and I'm quite sure Sister Harriet had to kick a whole lot of them fools off with that street sweeper she had, which is a double barrel shotgun, because she says, fool, you're either going to be dead or free, and you got like about 5 seconds to make up your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because as you know, they'll go back and they'll go tell the master everything she's doing, and then that they will be putting her life in jeopardy. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of it is too, I'm saying something like last year where there's pictures of Sister Harriet Tubman, getting enslaved. Then I had a white that's American. No clown, it's African that just started in America.
Do something about your audio.
African history is audio was
Your audio totally out. You had to do something about that. Can y'all hear?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I was having trouble hearing the
Now,
brother.
Yeah, we having really trouble hearing you.
okay.
You were saying something
All
about
right.
Brooke.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
this
a
is
device.
talking about this.
It's still the same.
Still the same. All right. Okay. Go over, man. I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna try to get on. Bluetooth is that time. All right. Okay. So take it for me. Okay. I'm gonna try to Bluetooth.
They were the final moments of a foot chase. Body camera videos obtained exclusively by CNN show how it ended with the Chicago police officer shooting an unarmed 13-year-old who was running from a stolen vehicle and who lawyers and some witnesses say had his hands up. The 13-year-old's attorneys say the teen was trying to surrender. The officer's attorney says in a split-second decision he thought the teen's cell phone was a gun.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, the cell phone was
That was the reaction of the officer next to the
Go ahead.
I'm tired of seeing it, man.
How's my audio now?
Low.
Still sketchy.
Kind of sketchy, but I hear you.
Okay, it sounds sketchy, but you hear.
It's still bad. Maybe it's your headphones.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to change it. Okay.
And what were you saying, Sister Trish?
I said that video that you just showed, right? I'm tired of seeing that stuff, right? And it just takes me back to what Langston Hughes said, you know? And I don't know if I heard, and I paraphrase it, but you know, he said black people meet and docile, but beware the day that they wake up.
Yeah. Something to cover it for a minute while he's going, changing up. And what do you think about Trump federalizing DC first, then he's going to go for these other cities like Chicago, New York?
And how do I sound now?
Better.
Okay. All right.
Federalizing, what, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean?
He added an FBI, Homeland Security, even the National Guard to the street patrols in DC to help with policing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like he did the group already. 35. What do you say, Shabaka? Cutting off again. Come closer. I can't hear you.
Okay, about now.
Still bad. Get in a good position.
Are you using a headphone device or something?
Yeah. You've been going through this for a couple of weeks now. You gotta get together. But yeah, Trump was saying that he releasing all the police forces on cities like DC, where he figured they have too much crime. It really got something to do with members of his cabinet and Doge cabinet being attacked in DC in bad neighborhoods. So and let instead of having the regular police pull you over, it might be the FBI pulling you over. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
mean, they've been militarizing themselves further for a while now, so I don't know why we're surprised in that regard. Um, I don't know if it was just prior or after the mayor of DC got up there and was talking about how they were at a 30-year low as far as their crime rate. Or it was down 30%. It was down 30% from the previous year. So we know that all of these things are political, distractions, little moves for them to either position themselves further or, you know, to, you know, further
Hmm.
outmaneuver us, to further outmaneuver us. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm in a public place, so I'm trying to, speak discreetly.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
yeah,
yeah. We can hear you now. And Sister Truth Bay chimed in too.
Oh, okay. Greetings, Dr. Bay. Greetings, greetings. Okay. All right. So, yeah, just like I was saying, is that when we get up here and we speak these truths, you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, we start having problems with these devices. You see, but if we came up there with some rainbow type of stuff, if you know what I mean, then we're all right. You see, and then and then they try to keep this infighting going on with us within. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? Yes, and it's outside sources on the puppet strings, but what I was saying is that the cornrows, as the sisters call them, those were the
Mm.
maps of showing the routes of escape. You see what I mean, and what
How about
have you, and it had a lot to do with our culture. But this all-inclusive Kamala Camel Toe Harris stuff, excuse my language, ladies, is straight garbage. And then, from what I understand, I'm asked Dr. Bay on that. Dr. Bay, did Kamala Harris suspend her campaign to be the governor of California, ma'am?
Oh, you can unmute. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Peace and blessings, family.
Okay, yeah,
Black power to all.
yes, ma'am. We could hear you now, Dr. Bay. Okay, yeah, I got a quick question for you, ma'am. From what I understand, Kamala Camel Toe Harris was running, to be governor, and then the last report that I got that she had suspended her campaign.
From last I checked, she was
Okay,
running.
all right. Okay, all right. And so therefore, that's good news, is because she didn't mean us no daggone good anyway. Oh, I'm not gonna do nothing strictly for black people now. And up here putting more and more men, leaving them in the penitentiaries there in California way after their release dates and they parole date. So what it is in my opinion, black family, which has been going on that I've witnessed for the last 6 months, there's a whole lot of outside forces trying to divide us. We cannot allow that there to happen. They say we cannot allow that there to happen. It's because, see, there's strength in unity. You see what I mean? And what it is that we just got to get some platforms, some common platforms and knowledges going on, and start putting our own people to work. It's because with old boy getting rid of DEI, say best thing that ever happened. Because then that means that we get to hire our own, we get to work with our own, you know what I'm saying? And then we don't have to sit up here and be with all this all-inclusive crap. You say it's because it's benefiting everybody else except us. And I'm going to turn it over to V40 to get some input, from him. Now, what's up with you there, V40? Please unmute your mic and comment, sir.
you already know, brother. Well, obviously, a key component of all this is our ability to develop a sense or a basis, at least, of self-sufficiency. Um, Obviously, right now, just even beyond just the concept of politics and utilizing those to position ourselves for absolute power. Even if we have to utilize, reform or, governmental maneuverability to be able to put themselves up and acquire certain things and, you know, maybe have access to certain things potentially, but it's still going to require us to start to produce, and which is not a case where we don't,
Right.
but on a mass scale, that's something a little different. Now, we have the components to do it. Like, we
Okay.
got countless sisters and brothers in multiple areas, territories that have businesses and provide different goods and services potentially that our people would specifically benefit from. But there has to be a way
Mm-hmm.
of expanding those things or taking those same concepts and then cookie cutting them or duplicating them into other territories so that we can start to
Okay.
basically supply our demands or the things that we basically, you know, utilize and consume on a day in and day out basis. That's going to position us
Right.
for real independence because we can do whatever we want to do politically. But if we don't have the infrastructure, if we don't have the mechanisms to be able to supply the people's needs, then they just, for one, many not even going to leave the government structure if that's the case. Furthermore, for the ones who do, they may end up reverting back just out of necessity. But yeah, brother, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to
exactly.
get
You
too
see
long
that
winded.
this is what I'm
You
back
already
open.
know.
What do y'all think about Trump
Yeah, you
federalizing, since Dr. Bay just got in, federalizing DC, having FBI roaming the streets? What do you think of that?
I mean, they was already there. I mean, it's not like you didn't already have affairs already in operation in DC. It's
No,
just that now it's more of a, I feel like it's
Trump made
a
it.
component. Yeah, yeah. Now, in this particular case, you know, he federalized basically it's not a state police, I guess, for DC, but the
They have
district police.
yeah, but they
Right.
have a what do you call it? A statehood, I think. Well, anyway, they're gonna abolish that, I guess. But did you hear about that? Truth Bay? I was just
At the
wondering what
beginning,
that.
Yeah,
Huh?
yes, I'm
yeah. I'm
getting
about to say you broke up at the
one
last
second.
part, brother. I can't hear the last thing you said.
No, Truth Bay was chiming in. What say, sister?
Peace and Black Power family. Give me 1 minute. I'm wrapping up. Good
Oh,
question.
yeah, he
yes,
was on.
ma'am.
He gave a State of the Union yesterday to clean up. He gonna clean up like the homeless populations. In other words, they got a lot of tent cities where people don't have anywhere to go. And once he tear the tents down, they just gonna be roaming the streets with nowhere to sleep, no shelter over their heads. That's one part of the initiative. But yeah, they've been aiming towards it, but they really actually got National Guard on the streets in the hood, in the areas where they deem as drug neighborhoods, whatever. You know.
Yes, there's a big coverage for that. As you say, give me about 60 seconds and then I'll respond to that.
Oh
Give you
yeah,
an update concerning housing and homelessness.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
and the federalizing and militarizing of the police. Now he say he's gonna implement it in other cities, but he wants to start with DC because that's where he at, of course. But you know, he's gonna go to Detroit and Chicago. You know, he mentioned those cities.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's gonna get rid of
And then like you
see
see
part of
what I'm saying?
it. Mm-hmm. What's that, Shabaka? You breaking up
Then
again?
of course he's gonna do the same thing in Atlanta.
You breaking up again? Maybe it's where you
Okay,
stand
what
in
about can you hear me?
a good position or sit in a good position where we can hear you, where you got good Wi-Fi.
Okay, what about now?
Nope.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but then you keep
All
going
right,
right back.
okay, going back on.
It goes right back out
Yeah,
though.
fading out.
You had chimed out
Yeah,
and chimed
that's
back
what I'm
in,
saying, man.
but
See,
okay.
this is the shit. Yeah,
It might just
this
be on my
is the shit I'm talking about. Okay.
it may just be on my end. No cussing. Hmm. Well, Truth Bay said she was about to chime in on that situation anyway, unless some of the other participants on here, Sister Trish or V40, we've been watching it, you know, happen, but now it's all the way there. That's the thing,
For
you know.
sure, for sure, for sure. Well, obviously, we got to have a reactionary capacity to keep it a bang with you. So, for when things like this happen, there needs to be a structure or, a framework at least in place until a full structure can be erected to be able to address stuff like this. On top of
Yeah.
that, though, we need a proactive agenda put in place to position us to where things like this won't even be a factor.
Shoot, they out there in militarized vehicles. Let me play that clip one more time so y'all can see what we see.
The National Guard will be out on the streets of D.C. this morning. They're joining residents and police in an attempt to cut down on crime. Ron Talley is live at police headquarters with the latest. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Daria. If anyone thought that this latest crackdown on crime by Chief Larry Salisbury was short-lived, they can think again. It continues in mass. 15 more arrests yesterday in one raid alone. 2 weeks ago, Chief Salisbury promised to move his desk officers onto the streets, and now he's struck a deal to get neighborhood street patrols help from the National Guard. If nothing else, the sight of military-type vehicles set up for night patrols in D.C.'s residential neighborhoods gives the appearance the district is serious about its latest assault on crime. Members of the D.C. Air and National Guard are now helping police and neighbors patrol some of the district's more drug and crime-infested streets. The goal here is to interrupt drug sales that have plagued this neighborhood. Drug sales that have in the past led to violence and murder.
We're assisting the Metropolitan Police Department in neighborhood watch, crime prevention in the D.C. metropolitan area.
The other plan of attack to take back the streets includes full-scale raids on the drug dealers, like this one on an open-air drug market in Columbia Heights that netted some 15 arrests. With 80 to 90 officers taking part on this raid alone, it's the latest, most visible sign of Chief Larry Salisbury's all-out assault on crime in the district. Aimed not only at drugs, but also the gangs who deal them, and the rowdy night spots where they meet.
We are in this area to stay. We're in this area to help the community take back the community so they can walk these streets and enjoy the same freedoms everyone else does.
Well, then one drug raid netted some 85 grams of crack cocaine, street value $10,000. Daria?
What have residents been telling you out there? Are they happy about this? Looks like a war zone.
Well, you know, that's what the chief had promised early on, that he was going to have officers in the streets so you could see them, not only so that citizens would feel safer, but so that those who are using drugs and dealing drugs would see the police and move on and stop.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ron Teller, reporting live.
Well, Black Power, we got Shaky Mom Akbar in the house too. What's happening? It's like a reunion. We got Truth Bay on here as well.
Well, Black Power to all the Black revolutionaries, and
All right, Black Power, how's it going?
Black Power doing fantabulous himself.
Power to the people.
I'm in the streets of Washington as we speak, and I think it's more about fake news than any news. It's an ongoing skirmish between the mayor and Donald Trump. He vowed to get back. They played a game of chess. Muriel Browser won a few rounds during his last act as president, and I do mean act. And when you take a pot shot at the guy's museum and his job corps, then it's clearly you don't have to shoot me in the head and leave me for dead to get on to the fact that you're taking pot shots at me, aiming, race baiting, and using not only using but playing the race card is his Trump suit. That's his Trump suit. When he was questioned on the Epstein files, all of a sudden it's all about Obama and treason. When the helicopter collided in midair, it's about race baiting, DEI, DEIP, critical race theory, all those things come out of his mouth because that's the same exact mentality when a white woman is driving through South Carolina and she decides to kill her children and blame it on a black man, or if she's raped and sodomized by a white man, she'll say it's a black man. But it's the same mentality. The usage of reverse polarity in the thinking. If he runs on black jobs, that means he's not going to give you a job. If he's running on no more new wars, that means he's either about to start a war or set you up or go on a campaign, a bombing campaign in the favor of the Israelis as the Zionists that you know them to be. So much of what we understand now is what I've termed as voodoo politics will not get him out of this at this hour. Power to the people and black power.
So do you see a lot of militarized vehicles down there? But they talking about the FBI and the Homeland Security and everybody down there in DC.
No more than usual because there are 21 police departments outside of the Metropolitan Police Department. From the post office has a police department. The FBI has a police department. The Pentagon has a police department. Housing of DC has a police department. Protective Services has a police department. Everyone from the IRS to the dog catcher has a police department in Washington. So there's no any more need for any more police. They're not even utilizing what we call the police or the police they already have. So it's just a cosmetic thing that they're doing, uh, targeting Muriel Browser, as they targeted Karen Bass, as not being capable of running the city. So she did not really appeal to him for that kind of help. So don't blame the victim. Just know it's more Trump politics of voodooism, and I have no respect for it at all whatsoever, sir.
Yeah, they
Like,
said crime was down, and he's talking about crime is up. So he giving false information, and
well,
they really want to get all the tents off the street, the homeless off the street. So they knocking all the tents down.
well, bottom line, one of the pages did, well, according to the report, got attacked, and then he's using that as a race baiting card to say that to keep his government safe, he has to use these tactics called National Guard. Even the National Guard doesn't even want to be done. They know it's fake news. But yes, so they're out tonight. No question.
Yeah, man.
Well, I was gonna say is I found it ironic that it was so many white people even that got up there and highlighted how he's deploying this, deploying the National Guard in this instance, but failed to do so during the January 6th riots,
Them his
in
people.
which, yeah, I'm saying from his own people, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So,
That's an
it'd be
excellent point.
it'd be interesting to see a lot of the madness that be going on in their side because it's still hierarchical based. So the white people on the ground level don't know no more than nobody else. You know what I'm saying? They just going based on the pieces of information that they gather and whatever quote unquote inside access some of them might feel like they have. So for them on the ground level, they really don't be knowing the plays neither. They just be reacting much as we do. So that's why I emphasize us, even though we have to have a capacity to combat stuff like this. Obviously, I mean, if they are militarizing, any particular police force, obviously they're going to be militarized against us. So it's going to be our people who will ultimately suffer if this is a real play that they're moving. The
Well, you're
Epstein
absolutely correct, sir.
situation. Go
You're
ahead, brother. Go
absolutely
ahead, brother.
correct. Uh, the insurrection on Trump's watch the last time, he's led all those people back to do more dastardly deeds. And
Mhm.
like you said, if he wanted to deploy something, then that was the time for deployment. That was the real criminal. And they left real body bags. They were killing real holies at the Capitol. So it shows that his fake concern for the black community, I know he's the guy that's going to look out for himself first. And he didn't even look out when there was a crucial time. He was the perpetrator of the crime. And That's why we know him in his proper role as a hardened criminal. And him, Robert Francis Kennedy, if you just ask baby Jacqueline Kennedy, and you'll see that she said he was not morally fit to do the job in the health department. Trump is not morally fit. He has degenerated charges, pedophile charges, sexual promiscuity charges, adding up for well over 34 charges of potential sex trafficking charges, etc. So he is a moral degenerate, and he should not be functioning in the country. In fact, John Lewis, the man of good trouble, impeached him on the first day of his first presidency. He and I, we knew about the Epstein files. We knew he was a pedophile, or is a pedophile and a womanizer. By his opening statements, to grab the woman by the vagina opens up just the case on Trump that he is a runaway pedophile, and he should be tracked down and dismissed, run out of town before sundown immediately. So we have him on the watch list, and it's just the right circumstance to track him, TRACK, to trap him, trap TRAP, and to lock him, LOCK, and he is going to buck. We are sure that he will buck, and as any other devil, we're going to end up having to destroy him. And I land my plane on the facts as you know them, just by saying my.
Black Power, see, Truth Bay is back in the house. Shabaka's black in the house. Black Joe's black in the house. Can you hear? Can we hear you now, Shabaka?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How do I sound?
Sound better. And Brother Shay is in the house too. Shay Nkrumah.
Oh, okay.
So what we gonna say? The Truth Bay never did chime in. She was getting ready to chime in, but the ambassador chimed in. Yeah. What's happening?
Okay, Dr. Drop knowledge. And then, and I think the Imam was speaking about this Epstein Island cat, you know what I'm saying, Epstein. And that's why they don't want them files on seal, man, because, you know, there's a whole lot of dirt on the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? You know? And then the cold part is about it is see, all this here is hypocrisy. You see what I mean? But they want us to sit up here, get our minds right. You see what I'm saying? Don't challenge it. Don't buck the system. Do whatever with the white man tell you, the boss, and all that type of nonsense. Sound like somebody driving.
Yeah. Somebody in public or driving.
Yeah, sound like somebody was out there wheeling it. Yeah, okay. All right. So yeah, long time no talk to, you know, the Dr. Bay and also to, you know, the ambassador as well. All right, so what it is, black family, as we stated, you know,
Pleasure
we
to
have
hear
many
you as
states.
well, sir. You sound strong.
Oh, okay, I sound strong there, Imam.
Much better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all righty. Okay, well, I had to work
Yeah, you
some
sound
voodoo
much
and
better
some magic right here. Yeah,
Yep.
okay, because they got a heat warning out here in effect, and as we was discussing, Brother Che, is that the heat does mess with these cell towers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the cold part about it, man, I got 4 of them in less than a mile radius from me, man, and I don't understand why I keep getting kicked out. But however, man, they don't like the truth. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? You know, this
Right.
is for the generations after us. You know what I'm saying? Because I cannot go before the ancestors holding my head held high, not knowing I didn't do my best to relate to the generations after me. You see, and then also to Black Lion, and also to Dr. Bay. Brother Che did a StreamYard last night. Was talking about, you know, Los Angeles, you know, as that you know, for the 60th anniversary of the Watch Ride. So
Yeah.
most definitely burn, baby, burn. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. I was 6 years old, going through that, and I didn't understand what was going on because I was a child. You see, but I definitely remember 1992. You see what I mean? Oh, and then by the way, y'all, Dr. Bay, and also to your mom, and Joe, you already know, and V40, we've been trying to track down that scoundrel Sarge, you know what I mean? And so that dude, man, he gave us a bogus email. And then he was on another show, and he was on there with Dr. Shahrazad Ali, so I couldn't get the link to it. So Sarge is Sarge, and we all know what that's about, So we're gonna keep it moving, as best we can. And it sounds like, yeah, that's right, Black Joe. Most definitely. You see what I'm saying? Like the referee says, protect yourself at all times. And then, of course, as you do know, they're having a big fight coming up here in Las Vegas with Terrence Crawford, who was born in Omaha, Nebraska, the same birthplace as Malcolm. He's going up against Canelo Alvarez, so it's black first. You know what I mean? So
Shabaka, you know you miss Sarge. You need a sparring partner.
who needs a sparring partner?
You miss Sarge. That was your sparring
Yeah,
partner.
oh yeah, man. We used to give Sarge the business, man. You know what I'm saying? And what having. I back him into a corner, spin him around. You know what I mean? And then he's gonna sit up there and talk about Rocky Marciano and the Ali. So we're not even gonna get on with the sports right now. But the only thing on the sports is that we should be controlling our own leagues right there, generating that revenue for our youth. To get our babies educated, or if they want to pursue a career in athletics, fine. At least that you be controlling the industry. You see what I'm saying? It's because just like that white racists who own the Washington Commanders, well, these Negroes don't like what things, they can go out there and form their own leagues. Hey, best thing that he could have ever said is then, of course, you have a lot of brothers and sisters that out there saying is that pro sports is like the modern day
Gladiator.
slave market. You say, but
Slave.
however, yeah, but if we control it, so we could change the narrative on it. And then there's a lot of those who have gotten scholarships. You see what I'm saying? That did go on there to get their degrees, man, and major industries that are very vital. Randall Cunningham was one of them because when he was playing for the Philadelphia Eagles and he got injured, and they showed him on a talk show with his leg all wrapped up. They said, "Well, Randall, what are you gonna do now?" He says, "Oh, I'm gonna let this heal up, play out my contract, and then I'm done because I'm going off into the electrical engineering business." You see, now that's smart. You see what I'm saying? And tooling is the key too, Joe. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, please explain tooling.
Hold on,
Please.
Shabaka. I didn't get to
Yeah.
greet everybody. Greetings, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Chain Krumah. Yes, sir.
Greetings, Dynamite. Greetings, Sister Trish. Greetings, Brother V. Greetings, Sheikh Akbar, and greetings, Black Joe. How's everybody
Salute.
on
And
this
then, of
Tuesday?
course, greetings to
Greetings.
Dr.
Oh, I'm sorry, and Dr. Truth Bay. Greetings, Dr. Truth Bay. Long time no see.
Treat me like a redheaded stepchild. It's okay though. Greetings, Black Power family.
Yeah, always, Dr. Bay. No, we can't forget you, Dr. Bay. Is because I never forget when you gave that fool the business. The Imam gave him the business. Black Lightning gave him the business. I gave him the business. You know what I'm saying? It's because, like I said, we should be, controlling the sports industry since we're the main contributor to it. The same thing with the WNBA. Look at Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? So what they try to do, they try to toss up Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese. In my opinion, I don't think Caitlin Clark can carry Sister Angel Reese's tennis shoes.
Oh,
If you
Shabbat.
ask me, y'all thought I was gonna pay something else, huh? Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Lady Chase
Yeah,
here.
Joe, you're right. Yeah, Sarge is a useful idiot. Yeah, Sarge, you an idiot. Yeah, I'm calling you that, man. You turned around and ran away. All right, I yield. Okay, please carry on. Carry on.
No doubt. Well, I was gonna say to your point, it's okay. Now, obviously, things aren't just constructible overnight. Like the elders and ancestors say Rome wasn't built overnight. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, it's very possible for us to create our own variations of some of these things from scratch that could be rather cost efficient, but have the potential to capture the minds of the people. I'll say, for example, right? Remember years ago they had street basketball as a very popular thing. Like you had and one basketball, and it was several other street, the basketball, stuff going on at the Rucker, things of that nature, right? Now there is a space for something like that in terms of being able to introduce perhaps a potential league of our own through something like that. Now, of course, we would have to glitter it up. It'd have to be public friendly in terms of really engaging our people to start to take interest in it. But it's something that could be done.
Yeah, I hear you, sister,
Uh,
brother B. I remember the and one basketball tryouts and all that. We got the big three. We got the
there
big
you
three.
go.
Ice Cube's doing the big three right now. As for the NFL, we got the AFL, the UFL, and the CFL.
Right, right. You see,
No
and
doubt, no
then
doubt.
and like I said, and then you just got to keep pursuing it because to get as big as the NFL, it didn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It took like about a good 5 or 10 years. Now, if memory serves me correct, the original NFL teams were, I think, what was that, way back 1919 or 1920 or something like that. It was the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, the Boston Patriots, the New York Giants, the Cleveland Browns, and the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, if I'm correct. Oh, along the traveling all stars and motor king, and what it was that by just white baseball, and then a two that where Jackie at have the
Your Shabaka, or is it just my end? Because my end is scratchy.
the scratching.
Might as well let Sister Truth Bay chime in because yours is real choppy and she never did get a chance to come in.
Go ahead, Dr.
Okay, okay, Dr. Bay, come on with it.
All
And
right,
I'm putting myself on mute.
greetings.
You're so choppy you can't be heard no way.
All right, family. So just brief greetings. It's been a while. I'm grateful to be here with you guys this evening. We are celebrating Black August for our people, our patriots, to celebrate one honored person, ancestor every day. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the usuals, and then some others that we may not know about. So what we like to do next Tuesday is to have an international broadcast of the history of Haiti, Haiti youth. Right now, I'm mobilizing a lot of changes that are happening. Just last month, federal arrest of one of the oligarchs that have been supplying the guns to Haiti. His name is Reginald Bolus. And of course, he's not of African descent. He's of Liberia, not Liberia, Jordan, and of Israeli. But yet they consider him one of the Haitian millionaires. $650 million he made off of Haiti. And so they just arrested him last month. So you can look him up, Reginald Bolus. Now, what this means is that now there's some people that's going to be ratted out. And so now this domino effect of having accountability. So our 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds that receive guns instead of economic freedom. Now, there might be some answers to that. But there is an organization called CARICOM that I want you guys to be familiar with. CARICOM stands for Caribbean Community. And the reason why this is important is because CARICOM is sort of like the United Nations. All right. All right. So at the moment, I'm at work right now, so I'm closing out.
Thank you.
All right, give thanks. So CARICOM, the Caribbean Community, was developed since 1973. And this agency was supposed to take care of everything from the courts of justice to advocacy to land rights, just basically anything that the community in the Caribbean, which includes Jamaica, Antigua, Virgin Islands, so on and so forth. But yet, since 1973, this agency has not included Haiti, even though it's one of its member states, in anything. Matter of fact, they've been complicit. They've been trying to get the iridium and gold and all that good stuff. So now that we have the people of Haiti that have said enough is enough, we're now trying to charge CARICOM with crimes against humanity, as should be. And so these are the things of how we as Black population from the diaspora, the US, Canada, France, UK, Black people from around the world, we need to know each other's history. The traumatization of chattel slavery that we have endured. It may be in a different language, it may be a different region, but it's the same colonizing aspects. They come, they came, they seed, they destroy, they kill, they imprison us, they do all sorts of manners of evil against us, but it's in the same capacity, and it goes to the same colonizer. So if we don't educate and protect and build with our Black people globally, we cannot just be national. We got to be global because we all endure the same thing. And Ibrahim Traore has exhibited that perfectly on how to kick out the colonizers with no questions asked.
Absolutely.
So this is an example
And
that
then also,
needs to tell the ages. Yes.
yes, ma'am. And I was just going to say, Dr. Bay, I didn't mean to, to interrupt, but I remember the day that when they assassinated Thomas Sankara, because when I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and then and I see the headlines of the LA Times, Thomas Sankara assassinated. And when he came to power, he wasn't living in no fancy palace or anything like that. He was dispersing the wealth equitably, in Burkina Faso, or Burkinabe, as that they was calling it at that time. And this young man, Ibrahim Traore, may God watch over him because he's only 36 years old. Okay, so that's good. He's got youth and he's got time on his side and shift his economical power, you see, because he said that he is not giving up that gold to France. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Brother Che, you're right. He's 37. He said he ain't giving up the gold to France. You see what I mean? And so then the dump, he's sending over his house Negro Langley and what have you, is that to get him to go with this stuff, okay? And Joe posted up here, attack on a military base in Burkina Faso, killed about 50 soldiers, residents. Oh, man, okay? And that there was recently in the last couple of weeks. So already, you see, they're starting to put the screws to them. You see what I mean? And one thing, though, you have to say about this European, he's always going to send his house Negroes over there. You see what I'm saying? He's going to send his Yasa bosses. Just like if you recall when Dump was the president of the U.S. the first time, we're over there in Niger. There was a detail out there about 10 soldiers. One of them was only black. So they killed the white soldiers, but they took the black soldier like about a mile away from where they killed the white soldiers. Now, I want to know, is there any significance on that? Is that their subliminal suggestion? Say, hey, we need to unify worldwide, or what? And then when they brought his remains back, and his wife is grieving over his casket, what did Trump say? Oh, he knew what he signed up for.
Yeah, well,
That means
they
that
don't.
means he can
Yeah, they
expect
don't
the
have any
same on his own
obligation.
behalf.
They don't have
Yes,
any. The
sister.
U.S. has no obligation to trickle down, especially the spending on the military. And when you think about it,
Right.
it's almost 850 billion, not million, $1 billion in military forces. And so, as you see, what for his birthday, as they said, they spent at least 11.5 on the tanks and the parade, but yet we cannot find for especially our black neighborhoods an outlet for that. So these are the things that we want. So yeah, these are the things that we want to highlight. But again, they're going to continue. Yeah, so they're going to continue to pee on our leg and say it's raining unless we unify, unless we create our own opposing forces, right? So that's obtaining land. Land is so important. It's still something to this day that is a big part of reparatory justice. And we can't seem to get ahead if all these spaces that we can create, whether it's the church body, if you go to a church, for your church to be part of this revolutionary change. One of the things that Thomas Sankara did leave as a legacy for Ibrahim Traore to carry on is that he restructured the whole renaming Burkina Faso, the People of Upright People. It was his responsibility in 1984 that actually made the changes of changing the name, changing the construct. So it's his inspiration that led to Ibrahim doing what he's doing today. Now, what legacy can we say in the United States of America or anywhere else that is starting to make that change now, so we can say 25, 30 years from now, our cubs, our children will be able to carry on that torch. We have to have something significant. So when we see reparatory justice and election years coming up, family, 2026, no matter where you are, whether it's a mayor, whether it's a governor, whether it's, I don't think it's a president, no, not yet. But these local Congress and Senate, all of them are up for election. And this is a very important
Right.
year because this is where they look towards the Black community for these votes. But they're going to be ghosts as soon as they get in. So this is the time where we say we don't have to be involved. Because if you don't know by now that it's a selection, not an election, then you living under a rock. We don't need to be with you at this point in time. Right now, we have to put our intelligence at the table, our wisdom, and gather our elders and encourage our youth in order for us to obtain and dominate the city that you live in. That includes, again, knowing who runs it, identifying empty property, organizing virtually if you have to, every other day, every week, once a month, twice a month. However, we got to be on this constant wheel of organizing our people, because there are new soldiers, new revolutionaries every day that are coming onto the scene, and we got to encourage and make sure that everyone's in place. We can't do anything without a strong Black military. Can't do anything without a university, with our own banks. These are the things that we are still striving to this day in 2025 to do that. So, Black family, in short, for the remaining couple of weeks of Black August, let's reflect, because this is a very special month for us every time this is a very special time for us to reflect on the histories of what our ancestors did, particularly in this month. This was a month to celebrate Black liberation in all sorts. So we got the Republic of New Africa, UNIA, Black Panther Party. These are three of many groups that still to this day are functioning. And now we have the Ethiopian World Federation, which is also an agency of what His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie did in 1937 when he came to New York. And it was through him that the United Nations even came about. So these are the things, again, family, that if we don't carry on this torch, it's going to be basically is eating air, running after the wind. And we have no time, the way things are going, for us to be out in the cold and not mobilize our people. So again, it's grateful again to see you guys and hear Shabaka. It's been a hot minute. Black Experience Enhanced, yes, and it's always a pleasure to hear our comrades on the line and giving truth to power. So we'd like to join you next week, make it an international platform where we have some of our youth mentors from Haiti. Of course, there will be translation that will join us from the Caribbean to give us the real news of what's happening with the first free Black Republic. August 14th is our Liberation Day. That's the actual day and where Haiti has fought for its freedom. And so it's always significant that we have a celebration for that. And that's this Thursday.
Okay.
All right. Peace and Black Power, family. And it's always been a pleasure being here and sharing the news with you. Power to the people.
All power, always. Thank you, Dr. Truth Bay.
Right on, right on.
Joe was in here. Oh, yeah. Joe was in.
He might as well come in yourself, Joe, because Shabaka's cutting off big time. Well, you kind of even now. Just a line.
Okay, Joe, brother.
What's going on, Sergey? I'm just reporting the news, man. That's all.
What's happening? What it be?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's the word?
Hey, you know me. Stay strapped to get clapped. Protect your tribe. No blind alliances. Everybody is your enemy. Work on unity amongst ourselves.
That's right.
Yep. Like I said, protect the tribe, protect your tribe, protect your.
And once again, I said on another show, you must understand the immigrants that are coming over here. These aren't the best and brightest. These are gang members and warlords that make our gang members look like preschoolers. So, you know, it's a way to deal with these men of fighting age when they get here. Everything seems cool until they get here. Once again, they're black. They're black when everything fails, but they're not black when they win. When we win, they're black. I can go into this, man. Just protect your tribe. No one is your ally. The powers that be have successfully basically turned everyone against the Black American. Do what you will with it.
Yep. You're right, Black Joe.
Well, you got European forces that.
But the European hasn't turned us against no one.
Yeah, it wasn't the Europeans.
No, well, he did it in. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second. All right. First place, number one is that the European, planned his demise. He went with divide and conquer. When he sent in the missionaries over there, you see, just like how they said in the beginning, we had the land, the European had the Bible. We bowed our heads to pray, open our eyes. We got the Bible, and the European got the land. So those individuals there were intelligence officers. For all practical purposes, what's their methods of operations? They call it recon in the military. So those missionaries came doing recon. They did it to the same daggone thing here to the Native American in the United States of America. You see? They come with the recon. You see what I'm saying? What can we use against them? Having ill intent. They say everybody knows that record. Hey, smiling faces don't lie. We all know the lyrics to that. And that
That's
there
why
is the truth.
about this.
Beware of the pat on the back. It just might hold you back. Jealousy, jealousy, misery, misery, envy.
Dedicated to the
I
tethers.
yield.
Let me like that. We could dedicate that song to these tethers, Shabaka, that's coming over here to undermine us. Remember the one that said, "I just come to take, 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 take.
Oh yeah,
I don't
oh yeah, oh
build
yeah,
with you. I just want to take,
yeah.
take, take."
And keep in mind is that if she was there in that lunch counter in Wilmington, North Carolina, you see what I'm saying? She would have been hit with them fire hoses as well, too. See, so what we have right there, Brother Che, is what they call a paradox. Okay, a paradox is a contradiction that is true. You see, so what we got here is a paradox. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
On the No doubt. I was going to say to further the point,
Yeah.
it's a very complex situation. I'm going to keep it a bang, right? All right, look. Now, we know the opposition has always utilized divide and conquer, like you said, brother. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, that divide and conquer has transferred generationally and has attached
Right.
itself culturally on both sides. Like I said, I had a conversation with a brother last night, in fact, about this. If we want to obtain absolute power in a
Right.
political sense, then
Right.
that requires us to act on an international level. It requires us to be on a global scale, an actual
Right.
nation state, a self-governing people, right? Now, in order for us to do so, that's contingent on two things. First and foremost is always your military capacity.
Right.
Number two is going to be the recognition from other fellow nation states, right?
Yes.
Now, just like we are aware of what's going on in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Botswana, and all the various countries that are connected to the diaspora, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the opposition has clearly seen a public support and is connected to all the platforms that we use so that they can build psychological profiles, personal profiles, and any other profiles through just our activities on these apps alone,
Right.
they
Him
would
here.
be well aware. They would be well aware of our or some of our people's support. More importantly, their awareness of what's going on in these other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, from
Mm-hmm.
those of us who are of, let's just say, absolutism in terms of our power struggle, the opposition is aware of the mechanism of autonomy and sovereignty and what that does to undermine them and to position us. So
Right.
it would be very oppositionist, very much like them in their behavior to create a need and a refocus of time, energy, effort, and people, as well as just the general thought process of the group towards delineation versus any form of structural unity. Now
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about effective and progressive radical change,
Right.
not superficial adjustments, not benefits, not tokenism, not symbolism, but a radical change of power, which is what this,
Mm-hmm.
this all of this struggle is really about. You can change
Yeah.
the currency, you can change the resource, it's still power.
Yes, sir.
You can
Now,
change the
Black Joe.
territory. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, okay. Joe made a comment right here, and this is something that I've lived through. We helped them fight apartheid, and they spit on us. No hate, they just on they own. Now, what happened with that there, Joe? I remember, man. Before. Let's see, who was the last white president? The clerk. The clerk. Okay, I remember when Namzamo was told that Mrs. King was going to come see her. And Mrs. King told Namzamo, well, I'm going to meet with the clerk, then I'm going to meet with you. And Namzamo stated clearly, if you go meet with the clerk, don't bother coming to see me. You see what I mean? And so then, and Mrs. King said, yeah, okay, I see your point. So they met and what have you. Now, the difference is that when we was brought here, they stripped us of the culture. They stripped us of our connection. But down there in South Africa, you know, like Julius Malema, why do you think Trump is up there talking about, well, he wants to give land to those Boers here in the United States. He wants to give farmland to Boers in the United States. He wants to bring them here as refugees. You see what I'm saying? And to quote Brother Paris, and all this is here is a grand total of the whole 360 of racist white supremacy. Straight out. You see what I'm saying? Straight out. So that's why I don't recognize Stinky Bird as no African. He's Dutch. I yield.
Well, Shabaka, how can I say this? We've been doing this thing with this unity thing for like 60 years, and it's literally fallen. It has fallen on deaf ears, and it has not been reciprocated. So now we're being forced to have to delineate. In regards to Elon Musk, like it or not, he was born in Africa. Mandani was born in Africa. He claimed African American when he was in college too. That's the dude the socialist dude that is running for mayor in New York.
Okay, but as I stay on that there, brother, tell them to come out here with their lily white asses and sit with me in this desert tomorrow. We're gonna have a temperature of about 110.
That don't mean nothing though. I mean, if he is they were born in Africa, we can't help that they were born white in Africa. You know what I mean? We just need to be watching their politics and what the fuck they're talking. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And what they're talking about. You know, because if they're not talking about the same things we're talking about, then we gotta let them ride on some other stuff and just keep pushing. We can't put no investment in mind or money behind them. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if they're born
the power.
Born.
Okay, but the police still kill us because we're black. Rather if it's Denver, rather if it's Washington, rather if it's Los Angeles, you know, because the LAPD just knocked off another brother out there in the Crenshaw district a couple of days ago.
If the police pull Mandani over,
they're gonna let him ride.
They're gonna let him ride because he's not black, but he's claiming black.
He don't share our experience.
He's claiming African American.
Right. You don't share our experience, right? And so Madani's like the same color as me, right? And he don't share the same experience. So he riding around on white privilege. I'm riding around on colored people time. You think? So I'm on CP everything. You hear me? So I know already.
The worst time to do in jail is color time.
Shabaka, I grew up in the experience. I'm living it.
Yeah.
Every bad thing
that's
that
real,
happens, I'm getting end up too. They tell me exactly what happens in LA. Every time they grab me and throw me around. So I know. But what I'm saying is they're living a different experience. And we can't take them serious because they don't have us in mind. They don't want to do nothing really for us. What's his name? Madani, what is it? Mandani's talking about is a pipe dream. But right now it sounds good because everybody's living in the Trump experience. You see what I'm saying? That's all I got to say.
Go ahead, Black Joe.
Check this out. I'm probably gonna butcher the African tribe's name. The Tutsis and the Hutus. Is that their name?
Oh yeah, you talking about
right,
Wanda, the Tutsis and the Hutus.
Let me ask you a question. Why did they kill each other? Right now, over in Haiti. Hold on. Over in Haiti right now. What color are they, and why are they killing each other?
Okay. one is that it's the puppet strings of the colonizers. Okay, we got to look at the minerals that they had over.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. We're gonna remove the let's remove the colonizer and put the man on the ground, the man, the person that's looking each other in the eye before they hit him with a machete.
Territory.
Why are they killing each other?
Okay, divide and conquer technique, just like what they did to the Native Americans here.
Territory.
So why?
Just like they doing to us as a people.
But
Exactly.
we're not doing that.
We shooting each other. What's the difference? What's the difference between cutting a
I can
brother
tell you
or
the
shooting?
difference. I can tell you the difference. What set you from, cuz?
Oh man, now here we go. Come on,
I mean,
no set tripping. Come on,
I'm a
preacher.
M before anything, but I'm a
But do
let's
you
just
see my
say
point?
before. I
That's
But do
what.
do,
you
I
see my
do.
point? We're not killing each other strictly because we black. If that was the case, it'd be a massacre every day we came out the house.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
It's
true.
territory.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what
But
happened to
what I'm
Tony
saying is,
Pico
all
in
right,
Los
what I'm
Angeles after the rebellion. Yeah, because Tony Pico, man, he tried to bridge a gap, man, and he came up dead after the
no
rebellion
doubt.
in 1992. You see what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate what the brother's point is right there. But what it is like Dr. Bay was saying is we got to get to the youth is because see when you got this sagging of your pants, showing a crack of your ass, man, and calling out women a B word, man, and BET, which is not black on. They sit up there and perpetuate this here out of that cesspool called Hollywood. So we got to control our own narrative on that as well too. Now, just like yeah, Black Joe, absolutely protect your crew. Yeah. Now keep in mind. Now, old Robert Johnson thought that he was going to sell BET, which he did. He thought he was going to go buy United Airlines. They didn't ask him what set he's from. They didn't ask him, what was his college education. They says, nigga, this here is closed to you, period. You see, same thing what Tyler Perry tried to do with Paramount. They told Tyler Perry the same damn thing. Man, you ain't buying Paramount trick. You better keep your damn dress on and do that Medea shit. I yield. Mute my mic.
No doubt, no doubt.
What I would say is
Well, I
this.
was gonna say real swift,
Right.
is just to the brother's point, if you don't mind, sis.
No, go
The
ahead.
obviously conditions, the environments are gonna affect the type of behavior and the results you generate from people. And a continued mentality or just the cultural mindset of the group. Us as a group have many shared behaviors as the quote unquote Africans or the people we seeking to delineate from. Now, I'm all for our agenda and our primary focus, priority, whatever you want to call it, being ourselves and focusing on our agenda. You know what I'm saying? We can't save another group if we aren't in the capacity to save ourselves. That's first and foremost. Nonetheless, if we look to autonomize and again politically sovereigntize ourselves at some point, we will want to potentially have alliances globally. Now, I get it in terms of on a ground level, we don't have a good relationship with them. That's on us and it's on them. It ain't just cause we've been supporting them and they ain't been reciprocating. Because in the end, culturally, we really don't rock with them like that. Let's be real. Like they for years they come over here, you know what I'm saying? We don't open up the hood to them. You know what I'm saying? The females ain't begging or just dying for an African brother from Ghana or some shit like that. So culturally, it's a disconnect. And then furthermore, if you think of it from an economic perspective, because this is the societal thing, like I said, environmental. If you think about it, right? If you traveling to a country, right, to establish yourself or to go to school to potentially, empower yourself, whatever. You going to this place to take advantage and capitalize on whatever they got there.
Okay, so we got
Are you going to align yourself politically and economically with the people that you were disconnected with? When you get there, you the African booty scratcher and all this other stuff, right?
no, no, no.
But politically, hold on, politically, economically, And as far as all the permits, the licensing, anything that you want to do to try to empower or advance yourself in this land, you have to do business or go through the people who oppose this group. Now, coming from that standpoint, is it realistically feasible, unless they got this Pan-African mentality or this diasporic love or a need or desire to see the whole group of all black people doing well? They're not gonna come here with that mentality, oh, I'm gonna come over here and align myself with this group, or I'm gonna come over here and my allegiance is going to be to this group.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there, brother.
Now
Okay, so
I know it ain't nothing we want to hear, but it's being real about the situation so that we can progress and evolve into what's going to progressively evolve our situation. You feel me? So I don't care nothing about trying to empower no other quote unquote nation, but if we're looking to position ourselves for absolute power and absolute control with the best circumstances and the potential of quality of living as possible for our people in that, then we're going to have some type of cooperation with somebody somewhere. And I personally have comrades that have, let's just say, connected with people in certain organizations and different movements. And I myself have M's, people a part of my personal organization who aren't involved in government features, but are on the ground, who are collaborating in this fight. You feel what I'm saying? So I get it. We got enemies from many of them over there, but think of it from a power play or a chess move.
I think this. I think two things, right? I think they literally just said this one. We were playing dozens with them, right? They took it over there, took it to heart. So we call it, you know. So we were guilty of both things, right? However, this is what I think would happen. We're delineated, right? That's one thing. But at the end of the day, it's atrocious tragedy happens, and it's like the grand old apocalypse. You know that we're gonna unify with whoever's black because for our nation's survival. And I think that at the end of the day, we all know that. We all know that delineating, but what's to happen, like majorly happen, we lose control of stuff, and we need to fight against any off buffalo race or whatever. We're gonna have to unify with whoever is black present, regardless if they're from the islands or the motherland, whatever. They're gonna have to get on one. We're all gonna have to get on one accord for our best survival. Because like black is, and we have more black people in the world than there are of anything else.
well, I'm gonna say
Yeah. So I think that would that would be the thing. Remind them of while we're delineating, because we're guilty of a lot of things, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That they didn't make it easy. So I think that if we put it in the back of our mind that at the end of the day, we're gonna have to collaborate. The ones that are on board that are not trying to be the white man, but are other that are against it. We're gonna have to abide with whoever's black. We're gonna have to unify with whoever's black and present at the time, just to make it through. Because they might have assets and have assets. They might have resources we may not know how to do. We may know how to do. You know what I mean? So things like that, like we may not know how to build a house, maybe somebody does, and it's over there. You think? So I think that at the end of the day, we should just keep in mind that we're all black at the end of the day, regardless of what we call each other. If something tragic happens, we'll have to unite. We will have to unite for the sake of we're at war. You know what I mean? We're at war right now in the U.S. They're not seeing that we're at war. We're just against them. But it really we're against everybody. Everybody's been against us. We've been suffering. So it's only going to get worse for others, for the buffer races, buffer black people, the OT. You know what I mean? Them folks. I'm trying to be. You see what I'm saying? That's not what is that we would have to unite. If something tragic was to happen, we would have to go ahead and gather up all of our black from wherever we're from. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of numbers and survival. But
Thank you, Lady Che. Yeah, we've been doing that for 6 years. And like I said, it's falling on deaf ears. They're the only ones that's been championing blackness throughout the whole diaspora. These people come over here and they tell us, me no black, but you black when it's convenient. You basically pull a Kamala Harris. You use foreign American value and you abandon us in our time of need. Them days are over. We're not doing that no more. And as far as the immigrants, they wouldn't have even been allowed to come over here. This country was not letting black immigrants over here prior to 1965. Foundational Black Americans, the FDA, the Center for American Child Slavery Freedmen, for them to be able to come over here because we thought, hey, we got reinforcements. We got other brothers in the struggle from other parts of the world. They said, no, we know that. Now we have some riders like Kwame Ture, RB, etc. They're not all tough.
And Brother Che,
yeah.
before the Muslims started attacking the churches and him directly 2 weeks ago, what did I say? He's the only Pan-African over there, and he's surrounded by anti-Pan-Africanists and the leaders of those other countries. I said this was going to happen, and it happened.
We did call it. We called it, Black Joe.
Yeah, Black Joe.
Yeah, they had a attack down there.
All right, folks,
No doubt. No doubt.
okay, we're going to go start doing our closing comments is because we're in 3 time zones and everybody is tired. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my closing comment and what have you. Thank you, everybody, for joining Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on StreamYard. So we appreciate all the input. Finally, tonight, we finally disagreed agreeably. So there might be some hope for somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And what have you. Definitely thank Dr. Truth Bay, you know what I'm saying, for coming in. Definitely thank the Imam for coming in. Definitely, of course, thank Black Lion, you know, for helping me put the shoestrings and bubble gum together to make this presentation happen tonight. And also, too, folks, we need money over here at Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, and help us out. You know what I mean? And I'll get with you, Brother Che and Black Lightning, on a private conversation about how we have to work that. You know what I'm saying? And as Brother Joe says, stay strapped or get clapped. That's right. You know what I mean? That's right. It only takes half a second. Okay, now Joe is saying here, willful ignorance often occurs when individuals encounter information that clashes with their existing beliefs, opinions, and desired outcomes. Deliberate choice, unlike simple ignorance, willful ignorance involves a conscious decision to avoid learning or acknowledging information. Well, I did, yeah, cognitive dissonance. Well, like I said, I just talk about through the stuff I lived through, so that's my point of reference. You know, that's my point of reference. I can only speak.
Shabaka, are you giving closing now, or are you?
Yeah, we're doing a close. No, we're doing the closings now. You know what I'm saying? And because I want to not burn up all this data, is because, like I said, I put some extra couple of dollars, and so we want to keep the data. So I gotta speak with you, man, about how we're gonna archive these episodes, and then those of our listeners and participants. I'm sure Brother Che wouldn't mind. Please feel free, to archive them as well. And we're going to try to bring them back some type of way. But for once, we disagreed agreeably tonight. No yelling, no shouting. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that there a good thing?
Yeah, that is a good thing, Shabaka.
Yeah, you see, but just like what our sister said, okay, Mama Africa. In the beginning, we were here, and the white man came and says, "Poof! Now you exist. We discovered you," which is ridiculous.
That's how they did everywhere they went, Shabaka.
Huh?
Everywhere they went, whenever they discovered,
everywhere they went, they brought nothing but destruction, disease, uncleanliness, hatred, bigotry, savagery, barbarism, cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? But
Bestiality.
bow, but I shouldn't let you bow. Uh-uh. I can't do it no more, man. I cannot do it no more. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to sit up here and lay down the truth for the little bit of time that I got left on this planet uh, to pass on to the next generations. So when my number's up and I go before the Almighty, hey, I'm not the perfect son, so I got stuff in the closets too, Almighty. And Almighty gonna say, well, you ain't gonna classify them documents. You know what I'm saying? And you remember during Obama, before all this stuff here, uh, uh, when old boy was up there in the U.S. Congress, oh yeah, we got this big, well, let's say for all practical purposes, the big beautiful bill. Yeah, it's dealing with education classified. It's dealing with military operations classified. It's dealing with oh my God, diseases, infectious diseases classified. Everything was classified. You see what I'm saying? And I thought, they were supposed to have what they call that transparency. And if that there were not a case of a biggest cover up going on, man, I don't know what to do. But this here was under your black president, the one Obama refused, to give the reparations to. You see?
He wasn't
No
under
reparation.
Man, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna mute myself and let everybody, do their closing comments.
Okay, I'm doing this.
Go ahead, Lady Che.
Join us a little later on for the Revolutionary Agenda. Those of you that are not subscribed, please subscribe, and that way you can get up on the panel or whatever if you want to. I'm probably going to do it in a few hours as soon as I get back to my neck of the woods. So look for, the notification for the Revolutionary Agenda. Or it'll pop up on probably Jesse's feeds or whatever. And if you haven't watched all previous episodes, because they've been pretty good lately.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have to say. Stay black, obviously. Stay very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And stay blessed and favored. Thank you, Shabaka. And I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Thank you, Lady Che. All right. Who wants to go next? Black Joe or V?
Hey, this is Black Joe. You know my motto. Hey, if you black, it need to be an exodus away from these states that y'all have a duty to retreat. Because one thing for sure, if we get reparations and you in a state where you have to retreat before you can protect yourself, you a sitting duck. Second, if a person that showed you flaw in their character or how they move, believe it. If you refuse to believe it and you allow yourself to, or you allow them to come back around you and they screw you again, you have no right to be mad at them. It's your fault. Hey, stay frosty. Situational awareness, black folk. In a minute.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Black Joe. All right, go ahead, V.
Big Falls, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I just want to say, appreciate you, brother Shabaka. Big Falls to everybody in the space. Black Power,
Yes, sir.
salute, free the land,
Always.
Cedra. Tap in. I'm available on all platforms. We definitely got a lot going on as far as, like I said, organizing and really trying to connect the dots, as far as our people and true liberation. We got tons of sisters and brothers with ideas, solutions, perhaps, etc., that we want to work cohesively towards a tangible result
Right.
and look to, maximize all of those tools and really position ourselves and potentially get this shit done through territorial acquisition or through national assertion, whichever one is the most viable, but at least creating the basis, creating an infrastructure, and damn sure developing the military capacity to enforce any of the various agendas that we have in mind or at heart. So tap in. My email is 40m 4EVER@gmail.com. That's 40M forever at gmail.com. I'm public, so you can Google me and like everything will pop up. It's just V of 40M. But please tap in. We looking to get all sisters and brothers engaged as possible. Gospel of independence is what we preaching, but the concept of revolution is nation building. It's not limited to just public speaking and armed struggle. So it doesn't matter what your talents are, what your skills may be, what your knowledge base may be. We need all.
Right.
You feel me? So tap in. And I appreciate you again, brother Shabaka. Brother
Oh
Lightning, you
yes,
already know Big Fools, Black Power. You already know.
Power,
Brother,
bro.
do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. Everything is via 40M, brother. You can
Okay.
probably just Google me, probably be the easiest thing because it'll give you like everything. But
and then
just
also
V
too.
of 40M.
Okay, and then also too, V40, you got Twitter Space out there as well too. That I see.
Yeah. I'm gonna be up there tonight. I'm gonna do a space in a little bit. Yeah, I ain't gonna
Oh,
cap. You know, that's a whole different demographic as far as our people, but a part of this is, engaging the people. So I try to do it as much as I can in these social
okay.
gathering places. You can get to 400, 500, 1,000 million people at one time. You don't meet that many people on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ground.
man. I want to be
So
just like you when I grow up, man.
I'll
All
try to
right.
get
I
like
just
you, brother.
subscribed to your channel.
Iconic. Big force.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just to your channel, V 40M.
For sure,
yeah.
brother, and I'll definitely return the same. I get up there and check it in a moment.
All right,
I
thank you.
appreciate you coming in tonight, V40, man. You know, much love and respect. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this here concludes our episode for August the 12th, 2025.
I didn't get my
Uh,
code. I
oh,
did.
I'm sorry, brother. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, get your closing in, brother. Go ahead and take us out. My bad, brother Chase. Sorry about that, sir.
And Dynamite didn't
Most,
give his.
oh, yeah, and
Um,
Dynamite. Yeah.
Put mine in there. Just say it. Thursday, 7 o'clock for the Black Revolutionary Hotline. We'll be going live right there on Facebook for that. So everybody chime in 7 o'clock Eastern on Eastern time.
on
Yep.
Thursday or on Wednesday.
Nope. Thursdays 7 p.m. Black Revolutionary Hotline.
Okay.
Get all the Black Revolutionaries on there. Hmm.
I
All
was
right.
about to say, is there a link or what we supposed to search again, brother? One more time for me.
Oh, Black Revolutionary Hotline. I'm just gonna go live off of my channel. That's all.
What's your
Oh yeah,
channel?
10-4. Yeah, yes, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
On the Black Ophenham Lion channel,
Oh yeah, I'm up there already. Yeah, Big Fours. We let them Black Power.
radio channel. Yep.
I'm on it.
Yes, sir. Both of y'all on my thing, so you'll see when it pop up.
Yeah.
Up now.
10-4, brother.
Is
We
the phone line set up?
huh?
Were you able to get the phone line set up?
Oh no. Just you can come in through the Facebook. Yep.
I can't get on Facebook.
Oh man. Well, I might go live. Well, shoot. You can always make a group call too, or maybe just I'm into the studio, and then I'll have everybody from the studio on my live with me some kind of way.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll just come in through the studio.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tapping in. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. What is this, Shabaka? Is this 38? Is that episode 38 or 39? I think it's episode 38, season 10. Um, I just want to conclude with this. If we're going to get on, have any kind of sense of unity in the diaspora, we got to get on code. Those that's on code work together to produce a tangible result. But the riders need to check these tethers. Tethers are running amok, and they don't speak for the whole diaspora. So the riders need to check these tethers just like we check our coons, and I think we'll be better off that way. And we need to actively work to replace this injustice system with a system of justice, which guarantees that nobody's mistreated by the color of their skin, and those that need most help get it in a constructive manner. So I'll land my plane here. Thank y'all for tapping in. I'm gonna make sure y'all join us Friday for Grand Risings with Shabaka and the Chase, and Black News on Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Mountain, 11 p.m. Central, and 12 a.m. East. So peace, love, light, separations, and now delineations. Chain Krumah standing up on the mile high income, illegal migrant flood.
Right on. I'm gonna end with this song here.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. Had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. And the chief policeman here at the airport when I arrived, they were there, right there at the steps. He said he was violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then someone's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. Black power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, they don't worry about white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. Side by side with you, or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's my enough. Progress is being made. If you take a knife and my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less trying to heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
The National Guard will be out on the streets of D.C. this morning. They're joining residents and police in an attempt to cut down on crime. Ron Talley is live at police headquarters with the latest. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Daria. If anyone thought that this latest crackdown on crime by Chief Larry Soulsby was short-lived, they can think again. It continues in mass. 15 more arrests yesterday in one raid alone. 2 weeks ago, Chief